Right, you've just come off the back of the showcase
Mm-hmm.
at the London Actors Workshop. Tell us a little bit about the whole experience. What was it all like for you?
For the showcase.
You did a nice job.
Thank you very much. I found the whole experience absolutely amazing. I loved it. First of all, I was really pleased who I got partnered with, because Sophie's a very dedicated actress as well.
Mm-hmm.
The actual piece that I got given, I thought it was perfect. Which was Final Placement.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about, I played a character who had her child recently taken away from her. Sophie was my social worker, and it gave me the opportunity to show like a real range of emotions,
Mm-hmm.
right down to sort of like pleading, that she wants her child back, to like happy, also to like really, really angry and spiteful at the end because she's held her child's hand over a hot stove.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved the rehearsal period. I thought it was great. And the actual day, I was like, it was really great because I was really, really nervous, really, really nervous. But I sort of like thrived on that because I always thrive on my nerves.
Was it a difficult? Would you say was it a difficult character to get into? Because it was very intense.
Yeah, it was very, very intense. I personally didn't find it difficult to get into.
Ooh.
I know, there's nothing... Oh
Confidence for you.
No, I did, because the reason I quite like that sort of like... I don't know, it was... I wanted something just to show that I can do different moods and things like that.
Versatility.
Versatility, that's the word I'm looking for, yeah. So, for me, I just found it quite easy just to go for it and get into it. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the course itself.
The course?
What did you get from
Oh my gosh, the course
itself?
right, the course. The reason I did the course is because I basically I had another job for quite a few years, a sales job.
Yeah, sure.
Which I was good at. I was a sales manager, but it sort of steered me away from doing what I thought I wanted to do.
Which is easy to happen.
It's very, very easy to happen because I was earning an awful lot of money and I did well in it. And I'd moved to London, I was going out and everything like that. So the reason I left the sales job, the reason I did the course was this year I thought I'm going to give it a go, do acting, because I've always wanted to do it. With the course, it sort of reaffirmed that this is what I want to do, to act.
Are you quite a driven person?
Yeah, I can. Yes, yeah. I was asked recently, actually, by another actress, don't you find sometimes that you just want to give it all up and just give in? And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the course reaffirmed that for me as well. My confidence at the beginning of the course, it's gone completely up, and it's given me the confidence to go to believe in myself that I can actually do it.
So, just like was it in recent months where that urge, if you like, to get back into it happened, or has it been going on for quite a while?
No, it's been going on for quite a while. I'd say
even when you were in the sales job.
In the sales job, it was like I'd say the past. I don't know. I think something all of a sudden I just had, because the sales job was so stressful and I didn't feel like myself. And I just sort of like left, and I must admit I wasn't too well, and I was quite down and things like that. And I just thought, oh gosh, it's I just didn't feel like me anymore.
That's probably 90% of the work.
Yeah, exactly. But it's now I look back on it and think, what on earth was I doing? Do you know what I mean? So the urge has always been there, but I think now it's become stronger in the last year. Because in the last year, I've done sort of like quite a lot of... I've gone back into doing the acting. The route I took is doing, first of all, a bit of extra work and background work, and then doing the course to actually sort of like, give me sort of like a taste and sort of like fine-tune all sort of my skills and things like that, and introduce the combat and do things that I hadn't thought about. And yeah, so it's been there, but as I said, it's just reaffirmed it now.
Let's go back a bit.
Okay.
How did acting get started for you?
Right,
Do you remember the first piece you ever did?
I did. I do actually. Whatever. Because I used to dance. So I was dancing since I was 3.5.
Okay.
But my first piece, and I did lots of pantomimes and things like that.
What style in dance?
I was trained in ballet, tap and modern.
Okay.
At the Iris Barnes School of Dancing.
Up to what age?
I finished at the Ice Barn sort of dancing about sort of age 17, 18. I did professional pantomimes, and then I did a degree in dance and related arts at Chichester.
Okay.
And then I put contemporary into that mix as well.
Did you consider sort of Lanes or Doreen Bird or like those kind of prestigious
To be
dance
honest,
schools?
I was quite happy with the degree that I did, because it was dance, but then it studied the other arts as well.
Right.
So I did art and English literature with that, which I find really interesting anyway. So it was quite nice to have everything like that all in one. I did audition for a couple of stage schools when I was 18. To be quite honest,
It's Italia Conti. That's a big one.
That's
as well,
that's
isn't
a
it?
big one.
That's
Yeah.
a big one.
To be honest, I'm quite. I mean, that sounds a bit bizarre, but I'm quite pleased that I didn't get in.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the confidence now that I do have then that I do have now. And I'm quite pleased that I've had sort of almost that life experience to actually sort of like bring into my acting now.
Oh, of
so
course.
for me, I suppose actually you can start acting at any age, can't you?
Well, when doors close, others open.
Yeah,
don't they?
exactly. But my first acting job,
Yeah.
my first acting
We got
experience,
sidetracked
I know
there.
we did get sidetracked, sorry, was, I actually wrote a play when I was at school. I did write one at my first school called The Witch and Her Children. I didn't perform in that, I just directed it.
Right.
That was at my first school.
She says so modestly.
I know, my middle school, so I don't know, obviously the grades have changed now. Anyway, it's Lyndhurst Middle School in Portsmouth, and I wrote a play, and it was based on, we were studying World War II. It was called We'll Meet Again. We had songs in it, and I directed it. And because one of the girls was quite unreliable, I said, no, you have to leave. And I took her part. So that's probably... so I directed and like danced and sang. And that's probably one of my first sort of acting things that I sort of remember at middle school.
You know what really fascinates me, what you just said? Are you creative? Are you quite a creative person?
Very.
So therefore, if some acting roles didn't come away, maybe there's stuff behind it.
Yeah,
that would interest you.
Definitely. Later, because I'm doing my...
You're in your prime.
I am indeed. Yes, absolutely.
Have you done any sort of secret little drafts and things that are
I
lying
haven't actually. That's one thing that I haven't actually done. So since then, it's all been sort of like the performing side and things like that. So I haven't. But
have you got a lot of stuff in your head?
Yeah, but looking back, I could do that. Yeah.
Because it's actually staggering the amount of how, if you look at sort of films that become very successful, I think I can give you two examples. I think Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, he wrote that very, very short.
Yes.
And there's a film called Taxi Driver with
Yes,
Robert De Niro.
I know this film. Yes.
I think that's written by a chap called Paul Schrader. Paul Schrader. He wrote it in 10 days. Do you see what I mean? A lifetime that's going to go on for like eternity.
Yeah, I know.
It's just written in such a short space. But most genius is done in a short space of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible. Listen, we better move on.
Yes. Okay.
Who's been your biggest influence so far?
My gosh, that's quite a hard question, actually. I think.
Is it on stage? Is it on like TV or film, or would you say a teacher?
I think, to be honest, I think my biggest influence, one of my biggest influence, I think, was actually my dancing teacher, Iris Barnes. Yeah. She used to call me her little Figgy, because my surname's Figgins. And I don't know, I always felt that she believed in me, because
Isn't it amazing how teachers can have such a significant impact?
I don't know, there was always something there with her.
It's that childhood thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly, yeah.
Definitely.
As adults, if someone...
unfortunately, she's not here anymore, bless her, but it's just, I always think that she's probably one of my biggest influences.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
No, like I said to you, teachers are the most significant people in a youngster's life.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right. What roles appeal to you?
Ooh, I like good dramatic roles. Love a drama. So let me think. The showcase role was perfect. So I quite like very strong characters. In the past, I've played quite sort of bitchy characters and slightly nasty.
Be nice to me.
Yeah, I will be nice to you. Don't worry, darling. It's fine. So something quite sort of strong. I did. It was a Pinter play called The Dumb Waiter, which I actually did at my senior school. And there's two sort of characters in it, both are male, but they change one to female, and they're basically gangsters waiting for sort of like a hit. And they have this dumb waiter, and I played her as like the ultimate bitch. And so I quite enjoy doing those type of roles. However, I think I've really found sort of a niche recently with, and it's only through sort of like what John's done at the London Actors Workshop, that's sort of like quite sort of like downtrodden single mum on welfare with her kids either being taken away or with credit card people knocking at the door for money, that type of thing. I actually quite like doing that type of role as well. Yeah.
Right. Before we went on air, or you know, like before we pressed the record button, you were telling me that you had done this week.
Yes.
A little bit in EastEnders.
It was screened this week.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me, how did that all happen?
Okay, it was actually through, as I said, I've done quite a lot of background and extra work this week. So it's through one of my agents.
It's a great way of meeting people, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had to play a nurse.
Okay.
And obviously, I know, this is what people keep going like that to me. I played a few nurses actually.
I haven't.
What I had to do was, it was great. It was weird. It was like, I mean, it took me 2 hours to film. That was it. So it was a really short sort of like film time. I had to simply walk up the corridor and speak to Tanya and Lauren. Tanya was getting her results. And all I had to say was, Mrs. Cross, come this way.
And what's the name of those actresses? Those performing, what are they called?
Gosh, I can't remember, to be honest with you. That's quite bad, isn't it?
No, not at all.
I should know them.
No,
but, yeah, later.
There are some extras on the film sets that don't even know who the lead part is.
No, I'm not that bad, but yeah.
And you got that? Did you get that through an agent? Did you get that part through an agent, or was it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was that? Are they difficult to come by? Just like if anyone's watching this who wants to sort of do a little bit of extra work or wants to get into that kind of thing, would you? Is extra work? Say like you put your CV in.
Yeah.
You put your photographs in.
Yeah.
Is it sometimes just a
It is,
throw into the wind?
With extra work and background work, it's, you don't put that on your actual acting CV, not unless you've got a walk-on, which is when you actually have a line, which obviously what I had in EastEnders. There's a big difference because there's a lot of people which are perfectly quite happy just to do sort of like the extra work for the whole time. And that's absolutely perfectly fine.
Pocket money.
Yeah, exactly. Or some people just do it as pocket money. Some people actually have careers being an extra. There you go. So there's a difference. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. So obviously, when you've actually got a line, your class is actually as a walk-on. So that's actually the difference. But the reason I do it is because it got me back into sort of the acting. You're in the industry, and you do sometimes get to work with interesting people. I did a film recently with Kenneth Branagh, who was directing and starring in it. I was an extra in it. Fair enough. I was in the background. I didn't have any speaking. We were in a bar scene. It's called Maryland or Jack Ryan. They're still filming it at the moment with Keira Knightley in as well and Chris Pine.
Gotcha, yeah.
But the great thing about it, fair enough, I was in a bar scene. I had to just walk past them. But I actually sat there, and I'm not one of these extras that will sit and chat on set. I will sit and watch what's going on. I actually got to sit and watch Kenneth Branagh direct and watch him, because he stars in it as well, watch him prepare for his scene, which was absolutely amazing, to be honest with you, to actually watch him do that and how he approaches a scene. So things like that, it can be useful, even if you've not got a speaking part.
I definitely sense a creative part with you in the, not just acting. I think there's a lot more, do you know what I mean?
Yes,
like I can see a lot more sort of like versatility in you in this profession. Okay, hobbies and interests outside acting.
Going to the gym.
You told me that this morning.
I
on
know.
The phone, exactly.
That's what everybody finds it. You're at the gym this morning. Yeah, I do like going to that. I think it's because I used to like dance. So I have to have that energy, sort of that constant sort of energy supply and things like that. But mainly going to the gym, which sounds rather boring, but I really enjoy it.
No, make the confession. How often?
How often? I have been known to go
and you're on camera.
I have actually been known to go sort of 6 out of 7 days a week.
Really?
If I'm
How
not
long?
doing anything else. It
Each
depends.
session?
How long each session? Because I like doing the classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I do different classes. This morning I did a class with, you know, the big Swiss ball thing. So I did that for half an hour, and then I did a tri-class for an hour afterwards, which includes sort of a bit of aerobics, a bit of step, and then a bit of toning. Yeah. But then what I've been doing recently is doing a class for an hour, then going for a half an hour one on the treadmill as well.
Is it?
I really enjoy it.
Is it a place? Are there some people there who you just think, why are you here? Sometimes. Is it? Do you know what I mean? Are they just there purely through vanity?
No, it's not that type of gym. That's the other thing. My gym...
Is it look at me, please?
No, oh God, no. That's why I go to that gym. It's not like those gyms that you do sometimes get.
Yeah. Why are you
where
here?
Everybody's posing around looking in the mirror. No, it's not like that. Because it's a local gym.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not like that at all. That's one of the reasons why I go local. And it's fun. I mean, I know my aerobics teacher, I know her. Do you know what I mean? And people that go along will have a gossip in the class while doing some of the exercises if I do a class. So it's not a vain thing in terms of like, look at me and stuff like that. It's good fun.
What does acting do for you?
It makes you feel absolutely alive.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Why?
I just can't, yeah, I mean...
Why does it make you feel alive? What aspects?
Just the whole, like, okay, say for example, good example, the showcase. You mentioned the showcase earlier. So before, the whole afternoon, I had this real like nervous energy because for me it was really important. I'd sort of like built up to this point over the course of the 12 weeks to build up to this one point. So all this nervous energy and people saying to me, "Are you all right?" And people sitting down, and I just went off on my own ramble lines in my head and things like that. After I did the piece, I literally, it was probably... let me think, probably one of the best moments of my life, the feeling. I had so much adrenaline, and I was just like, oh my God, you know, I just couldn't, I mean, Wabby was trying to interview us, and I was like, I can't do an interview, I can't do it, you know, I just had so much adrenaline, and I don't think I've actually ever experienced that much adrenaline. And I've done a lot of adrenaline infusing things, so you know, so that's what it makes me feel like. Absolutely loved it, and I love it.
FTQ, favourite perfume.
I'm wearing it now. Actually, it's Vivienne Westwood. Oh, I've got two. Can I have two?
Of course.
Okay, the one that I'm wearing now is Vivienne Westwood, and the other one,
second best.
The second, okay, is a Christian Dior one called La Dolce Vita because they're very strong.
Favourite cocktail?
Oh no!
Did you have any last night?
What was I drinking? For some reason I had rum and lemonade last night.
Because it was the London Actors Workshop.
It was the London Actors, yes, I know, exactly, hence pushing a nice bright light on. Yeah, so let me think. I do like quite a nice Cosmopolitan. I do like most vodka-based cocktails. Do I have to choose one?
No, tell me your favourite cartoon while growing up.
Favourite cartoon while growing up? It's more of a programme, but it was a cartoon, was Jamie and the Magic Torch.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Wordsworth.
Yes.
A colour
Yeah.
you would never wear.
Oh, I have a problem with one colour. The colour I have a problem with, and I don't think I've hardly worn it since, is the colour brown.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason is because someone who was my old boss, who was a very, very nasty chap, said to me once, brown makes me look old. So ever since then, I've not worn brown.
You shouldn't do that just for one person's opinion.
No, I know, but yeah,
no.
I don't know. And bizarrely enough, the people that say those type of things shouldn't actually say them. They should look at themselves first.
Well,
But,
quite,
you know,
exactly.
Same old.
Look at their life before you start on mine. Right,
Yep.
okay. As it's, well, we might see there's a little Christmas tree in the background there. Okay, right. So we've got 1.5 weeks to go. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to actually just make sure that I get this perfectly clear to my audience, that this is something that I'm only going to do to my guests leading up to Christmas, the few days. So anyone in early December, forget it. But like, you know, for the last week and a half.
Timed it right.
Okay, so for the few guests that I'm going to do, I'm going to, there you go, lovely. There's a little thing for you. So if you wouldn't mind, yes, exactly. No, you don't have to worry about the car.
Don't worry about the car.
Yeah, just like, but it's quite a nice thing to do, and you know.
Okay.
So just have a little open it up there. We just hold it up a little bit higher so we can see that.
Like this?
Yeah. That's cool. So it's just a little bit. Oh, look at this.
Oh, chocolates! And, oh, they're perfect. Thank you, that's really
Show them to the camera.
Sorry, I'm showing them to the camera. Shall I take them? They're Christmas socks.
Yes, exactly. Well, you can use them for dusters if they...
No, to be honest, that's quite funny actually. They're very me.
No, that's
very,
what I thought.
No, seriously, they are very, very me. That's quite bizarre.
And show us the chocolates.
And the chocolate, that's advertising.
Well, who cares? That's fine.
Well, I did do ballet, so, chocolates before the performance and all that, so, yeah.
Listen, like I said,
Thank you very much.
These are one-offs.
Thank you very much. That's lovely.
Listen, I hope you have a lovely Christmas.
Thank you.
Well done in the showcase. Have a lovely 2013 and beyond. Very peaceful, very prosperous and very positive, and may great roles come your way.
Thank you very much. Thank you.